I'm Jack Scotti. Welcome to the 2022 San Francisco Major Finals. We have two teams that everybody knows. It's Assistive Touch versus Double Clutch. This is going to be a good one. I'm going to send it over to Ben and Bryce in the commentator booth to get this match started.
This is our first one, our first final at a major tour stop in this STS season. Double Clutch, Assistive Touch. They're 2-2 in the series against each other.
Chapter 5, baby.
Chapter 5 in the best of 151 that they're probably going to play over their lifespan as round net competitors. Man, I'm stoked for this. This is a lot of good players. Obviously, I have no bias whatsoever, and they're apparently going to play with two nets this game.
I was about to comment the same thing. I don't even know what we're about to watch, and that's not counting all the athleticism and just various execution they're going to bring to the game. Looks like they might have just been testing out how each net was bouncing, which tension is distributed best, as we see Hinkle roll the losing net kind of beautifully in a straight line off frame. I'm still fixated on it, and it's going to settle. It curls left for a strike.
I'm excited for this game because it's a matchup that I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of this season.
Yes.
It begs the question, did the wrong two people play in the finals last year? I mean, didn't they meet each other in the semis?
These teams did meet in the semifinals of the Spikeball Tour Series Championship, National Championship, won by Double Clutch. Yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No worries.
Teams that just seem so in form at all times. This is the best. This is the best that Buddy Hammon's ever played, and he's been doing this for like 30 years.
Right, you are.
And Fred and Rahul are two people that have earned this more than any other team. With
one of the grindiest teams.
Definitely,
yeah.
They've worked harder than everyone. They've studied more than anyone. They've put in the work. They swing hard. They take care of their mind and their body. And there's no other rhyme or reason to it. So you work really hard, you end up in places like this. So I don't know if you work really hard if you're going to be able to beat them, but hey, all you can do is try. We hope to see you at another tour stop.
Yeah, these teams been back and forth. I know you had the pleasure of getting to see Chapter 1 yourself in Mission Viejo last year. I'm very grateful to be on the mic for just one of these chapters right now with you. And back in California, Buddy Hammon trying to defend his home state. He took down maybe the California State belt yesterday, taking down HTR in the quarterfinals. But this one means a heck of a lot more. Prize money on the line, bragging rights on the line, series rivalry advantage on the line.
Yep.
Players are getting set up. Looks like they've taken their starting positions. In the most shocking news of all time, looks like Fredric Hinkle will serve first, as he likes to do.
What's crazy is that this everyone knows that the game is there's a lot of serves. They know that Hammon and Marshall are a defensive team. Everyone knows that although they don't need to do it a lot, Fred and Rahul are a very defensive team as well. So even though this is a high top level, arguably two of the best teams playing right now, not arguably, they're two of the best teams.
They're two of the
right
best
now.
teams.
In fact, they're the only two teams playing right now. So
unless you're watching and playing around at the same time, which I would say, stop multitasking and appreciate that cut serve from Hinkle.
There's ace number one.
Wow.
It's a great serve.
But right, two of the best teams and also probably the two best defensive teams. Exactly. Coincidence? I think not.
The roundabout way I was trying to get to, there's still going to be some rallies in this. Like this, they're getting touches. The wind absolutely to the detriment of Hinkle and Murthy kicked up a lot right there. But there's going to be a lot of defensive touches, a lot of up-close defense in this. And just because these guys all hit the ball ridiculously hard and have a lot of offense and serves that they have in their arsenal, there's still going to be rallies.
Could not agree more. Hammon trying to get the advantage back after giving up an early one.
He almost always goes backhand here when he is in that original stance we just saw. Now he's crossed up. We'll see if he just goes wide right and pumps it on. He does boop it. Rahul's set across the net to Hinkle. That ball's long, long gone.
Hinkle the machine, acutely aware of which way the wind is blowing. Can't get the easy ones by him there.
you have to think that that's a topic of conversation before this game started. Murthy to serve, tries to hit a reverse, just a little bit short. Murthy back to serve yet again. Another reverse that hits the pocket. And now 2-2, Marshall to serve. Straight up and down stance, just hits an easy cut. Defended pretty well. Murthy's going to swing with the wind. Buddy's running, has to go very far. Smart of him to hit that very hard. This is up and in a position where you can make a play, but he does not convert. Unbelievable fighting the wind to even get that close.
Yeah, battling upwind with each of those touches, climbing, crawling all the way back, and still short of the net.
But just goes to show it pays off for Hinkle and Murthy to just boom it with the wind. Make Hammon and Marshall make a play.
Hinkle, the only server to get a break in that first sequence around all 4 servers.
That's a good serve. Defended well by Hammon, who's got to go backhand there. Able to pull it. Murthy kind of froze in his boots there. Not actually used to seeing him stand still like that.
Now 3s apiece for Hammon. Looking to pivot out to his right. Just a leaner.
Will they play this?
The wind making it that much scarier to play the first serves. Everybody going for the Bully McGuire strategy of just forcing a second serve on.
Hammon gonna step out right again. Hits a good one. Hinkle's pass is good. He's gonna rip this in a very smart open hand push, as the pull and your average shot would have been blocked by Clark Marshall's massive chest.
You've been practicing? I don't know, just backhands and low pushes. Okay. Good job.
Hammon delighted to see that Hinkle is not just a hit it high and make them run player anymore.
Nope.
Oh.
I gotta watch that.
First one off the rim.
These guys having fun out there. They love this matchup.
They know they've got 150 more matches to play against each other. So they're just enjoying the moment.
All right. 4-4. Assistive touch, double clutch. And now Marshall, side-by-side stance, goes wide right, stays low, tries to hit a cut. Not quite there. Crossed up now, serving to Rahul Murthy, who hops to his right and gets reverse cutted. They're going to call it bad. Rahul wants to call it bad. Coleman calls it clean. Other observers call it clean.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, add this to our reverse compilation. It might be a confirmation bias by me, but I have a fleeting feeling a lot of these reverse cuts are receiver is in the background, server in the foreground whenever these reverse cuts are hitting for aces.
It has happened that way. Clark almost connecting on a big serve there. Fred Hinkle back to receive. Fredric stays very low against a very tall Clark Marshall. Tries to get him to bite. Goes with the drop. Hinkle hits with the left hand. Buddy's going to get there. He passes that up. A set with the wind is Marshall. Now hitting with the wind. They're going to have to do a lot to get this back. Hinkle, oh, what a great set by Murthy.
Wow.
And that is long gone. What a huge point for double clutch.
Yeah, cool upwind, downwind tempo there, where the first touch Buddy is able to chase it upwind. It slows down a bit, and Hinkle's first touch not that strong. Murthy wisely puts it hard past the net, and it gets pulled back to center.
And he made it look so easy.
That's so hard. It's now gusting in the teens from 0 when Double Clutch played their first semifinals match to adjust to that in just a few points. Keep things knotted at 5s. So impressive.
Holy cow. He is probably broken 5 sets just with a ball. Hinkle serves again, hits it in the same exact spot. Hopefully its structural integrity holds up through this game. Hammon normally goes backhand when he's in this stance. All smiles, serving to Rahul Murthy. Does go backhand and no good.
He doesn't even care that you know he's going backhand. That's how good it is.
Calls out the score, 6-5. Boops it on. Murthy going to hit in Hammon. Nope, pulls it right past him. Great shot by Murthy to avoid that up-close body defense.
Yeah, I gotta be taller there.
Now Murthy served good, but received well by Hammon, who's going to swing an open hand, push it somehow to the left of Murthy. A lot of open hand pushes to avoid defense so far.
And a lot of the hits either with the wind or at least not against it to prevent it from getting slowed up.
Now Marshall fakes left a couple of times, goes with the drop. Hinkle dancing back there, but ready. Following Marshall's lead. And another fault. Ball will go to double clutch. I don't expect to see a lot of double fault. I mean, it'll definitely happen, but I don't expect to see too many out of assistive touch, just because they will fall back on that boop, easy on, try to play defense, since that's kind of what they're known for.
Yeah, especially if the conditions stay challenging like this. They've already had some success challenging, and tracking down balls. Hinkle's really happy with it. Those are good hand contacts. He's really close to getting those under, especially Marshall's shoulders.
Hammon swinging hard.
But yeah, after a double fault or two, Hammon likely just wants to put this in play.
Yep, looks like it at least. Try to swing a little bit harder.
I saw a nod from Marshall. I didn't know if that meant we need this in play or if you can go for it. But Hammond's serving with the wind there, so it makes sense situationally to take advantage of that opportunity. Whereas Murthy serving upwind maybe makes a little less sense to just swing away.
A little bit of, they're playing it, but he's got to hop across the net.
Oh, wow.
I think he's going to call it because he jumped into...
I feel like I fell in. If anything, I fell into you.
Call it where it calls a hinder on the hit.
Yep, looking to call a hinder.
He's saying hinder on getting the...
Yeah, so while Hammon is clearing the no-hit zone, Murthy is simultaneously getting his first touch as we watch this again. And while Murthy's getting his first touch, Hinkle's getting ticked by Hammon, trying to then make the second touch. So wants that replay.
Didn't get it.
Observers have clean on the hit by Hammon, not a hinder. 9-8 the score.
I was watching very closely in the replay to see if they were overlooking a no-hit zone infraction, and it was even hard to tell on the replay, so no idea.
Yeah. And whether Hammon also is getting hindered by Hinkle trying to clear the no-hit zone is... Now we're just playing rush hour.
Yeah, there's levels. Boops this on. Kind of dives low in the wind, but Hinkle's got a backhand. Buddy gets a hand. Doesn't get it up, but does get a touch.
The split-second moment where you see the light in Marshall's eyes of, I can get this soft touch, but no, I can't. It's already on the ground. It is a very happy moment.
Hinkle's swinging away. When they're in their pregame warm-ups on center court, he was absolute. I mean, I know he hits the ball hard, but it's almost like he tries to hit a couple at 110%, so that it feels easy when he gets in the game. Reverse. Marshall's in a very awkward spot, but puts it into the body of Murthy. Probably I don't know if it was the smartest or only option or both that he had.
Yeah, tricky recovery set there from Hammon, getting it back to Marshall's dominant right hand and making sure it's upwind too. Not sure where Murthy is positioning there, that he was so static and still Marshall went to him.
Murthy's going to swing big here. Buddy gets a body. The set's got to come all the way back to the net. Buddy's forced to put it right at Hinkle. Murthy botches the set a little bit, it looked like, off of his left hand. And that is a gift for Marshall and Hammon.
A great recovery here. Buddy evades no hit zone well. And then Murthy just doesn't swing at anything.
Yeah, the visibly frustrated from the reigning national champions, but it's still early. I mean, we're hardly halfway through this game.
Fred wears as many hats as Rahul and throws his about 0% as much. But he did throw the ball after that point.
Good try by Hammon. The high call is
warranted. Probably not the right word. But the service high, and after the service high, Hinkle ducks, which doesn't change your established, shoulder height for your athletic position. So I don't understand that.
It's just more avoiding the ball.
Sure.
The ball is lava.
Just trying to help the observers visualize in case they needed to make that passive call. Ooh.
I like that from Murthy. People have done that against Marshall in the past because he's so big, but he gets down there pretty good. And they're calling that one bad. We'll see if it goes to observers. I think it does. And to the drawing board briefly for Hinkle and Murthy of double clutch. Murthy sets his feet, hops out to the right. It was a good cut attempt by Marshall, but Murthy doesn't even have to do anything with it.
I feel like
he boops it on. Murthy's first pass, good. He's got to pet this.
Ooh.
They're alive here. Buddy's getting the backhand. And
Is that a punto?
a quick what are you doing from Hinkle to Murthy. This is not necessarily like them. I mean, they bounce back pretty well normally. They just expect a lot of each other. They've played together a long time. They're national champions.
See, Murthy dejected kicking the set after that point. Hammon asks, is that a point?
I think,
suggesting it might be some sort of misconduct. Trying to appeal to something. We saw a little bit of that in the women's finals yesterday too.
Yeah, Murthy, he gave up halfway through the point. He was so frustrated with himself. He's a big time competitor, and they expect a lot of each other. So, understandably frustrated, but he's smiling now. He's, they can let it go. You're gonna play at the top level. You gotta be good between the ears too. So, booped on. Hinkle sets. This is gonna go high. Marshall gets to swing, and these guys are just defensive machines.
Asserting themselves. Now up 4.
Oh my goodness! Hey, have a game, kid. You're incredible.
This is
Keep it up.
the buddy is always excited, but this is the buddy where he's being himself. But is that going to get in the head of the other players because he's loud? And he's amped as he should be. I mean, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
First place at the first major would be amazing, but it's hilarious if you think that double clutch counts themselves out of this game.
Oh, it's hilarious if you're counting themselves out at home right now.
Booped on. He does get there. This is going to go far. Hammon's chasing it down. This set's going to have to be good. He just puts it in stride. Oh, that's not a bad set in the chase down scenarios because at least you can see
He's got that
the
in
net.
stride.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And similarly, right, not only is double clutch not counting themselves out, but assistive touch, when they're getting that break to make it 13 to 10 to 14 to 10, they know each of those breaks is so important because they have that same respect for their opponent. They know they've won 2 matches against this team, they've lost 2 matches against this team. Double clutch is a fantastic adversary. Oh, and giving those points back there, you need to have as much of a cushion as possible to win game 1. Now it's 12-14.
Yeah, because stuff like that can happen.
Yeah, and now they've still got a couple. They've still got a couple points to give though. So that's why Hammon's getting so hyped for all those breaks because they need every last one of them. They did the same thing in the semis, not giving anything easy.
I'm pretty sure in their series against each other lifetime, there's been games where assistive touch has won by 7 and where double clutch has won by 7.
I believe that is very correct. Oh,
it's side. So it's
Hinkle knowing the observer signals too, helping us out at home.
Hammon back to serve in his backhand stance. Oh, pulling out some new tricks. Trying to get a little sneaky. I don't know if any of it threw Murthy off at all. We didn't get a chance to see because he missed.
Fault is a fault, no matter how many spins.
Murthy's going to have to hit this at Hammon. Marshall's trying. He can get to every ball that gets touched by Hammon, which is why they're such a good pair.
Yeah, that one's flowing downwind. Honestly, calm conditions, dime set probably.
Probably. Knowing
that's
Marshall,
going an extra foot maybe off that hang time.
There's 2 people at this set that when there's something off the net in ideal conditions, their set's going to look really good. Oh, they're playing this backhand downwind. No problem, and Murthy is just upset.
Are their names Hinkle and Marshall?
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry, we're doing the trivia in between your commentary.
Yes. Hinkle and Marshall are just probably 2 of the best setters on tour, why they're here.
Yeah.
Marshall faking left, going right, keeps it very low because it hit the rim.
It's one way to keep it low. Got to find a legal way to do it.
16-13. Marshall back to serve again. Hinkle down low, ready to receive. This gets booped on. Left-handed return from Hinkle. The set wasn't great. They're going to have an opportunity to play this. The foot up.
Oh!
And that would have been insane.
Yeah. But like you said, just a weak set here for Murthy. Shorts him, cross set from Hinkle. Of course, double clutch, a really fantastic team, usually setting really cleanly to each other, but because of their smaller stature, can't forgive those bad sets and reach across and whip at the ball. And an easy break for assistive touch.
Murthy just needs to gather himself a little bit here, I think. It's seeming to actually be affecting him. I know he's pretty good at, he can be frustrated and still commit and convert, but right now, I mean, that set was pretty lax, and it cost him a point.
Yeah. Setting up wind, especially, you want to get that crossing action on the net. Make sure you're hitting the ball with a little more horizontal motion than you might usually do. Usually a lot of players want to hit the ball vertically with loft pretty straight up and down. Very much an opposite situation here, tactically speaking. Hammon gets the ball, 18-14. He's amped. He's also just trying to use the energy to get himself focused instead of letting the playing well get him amped. He's trying to start that cycle.
He's kind of always been like that.
Yeah.
First serve they won't play. It hopped up a little too high.
Hammon, of course, played back before the shoulder height rule when the ball to be fully above your outstretched hand over your head.
And now he boops it on. Set by Murthy into the body of Hammon, who's got the soft touch. Marshall letting it rip. And these guys, the only people who use defense consistently to put themselves in positions to win games.
Such a good soft touch play here. He finds it, gives chase. Marshall diving over the net. Can find pretty much every set with that frame. 19-14 here, game one. And like you said, some of the games between these two teams relatively evenly matched, but this one, individually, this game, not a close one. A big deficit for double clutch now. 19-14.
Yeah, whatever's going on upstairs for Murthy, I'm sure he will get talked to by his teammate. That thing is sent. I think he took out a little bit of frustration on that one without even throwing the hat. Instead, he just hit a ball really far, and it ended up about 60 feet away from the net. Now he's got to serve 15-19. That's a great serve. The first touch isn't great, but look at Marshall's set, and then Buddy absolutely chokes. What a set by Marshall, right after we talked him up for that.
Yeah, it took you 35 points, but you finally managed to talk down Buddy Hammon in game one of a match. I'm proud of you, Bryce. You made it work. No, that's a hard one, right? The set's coming from downwind. It's coming upwind, and so Buddy's hoping it reaches the net, but it doesn't get there. There's no squares to work with.
And Murthy so close on that serve. His other serve was so great. The whole reason they even had the bad set, or well, great set, but that opportunity. Another good serve. Textbook set from Hammon. That one's going up.
Yeah, I saw it blast that way.
It's going away, but Hinkle can make the...
So double clutch maybe wants a hinder because the ball's going off Murthy. So observers are going to huddle for a hinder call. Just checking the perspectives. I didn't see the signal. They signaled redo. Okay.
Yep.
Fists together. Thumbs up. So 16-19 for Murthy again.
A lot of Texas fans in the crowd liked the call.
Yeah, after being confused, rooting with it was a Y Spike versus Y Spike matchup for most of the matches today. Oh,
and there's the Rahul Murthy. Oh, he's zoned in now. This is scary. If you're assistive touch, you need to do everything you can to cool this down. Grab the fire extinguisher because Rahul Murthy can get hot. Man, when he grabbed the ball in between points here, he just looked like he was locked in. Shorts that serve. 17-19. Murthy, serve number 2. Tries to reverse it. Pockets. Almost got a good hat throw. And now it's 20.
Fred trying to keep him in this one. They just went on 1-3-0 run. If they can hold here, 2 more breaks will make it another 3-0 run. It's in the realm of possibility.
Oh, absolutely. Clark Marshall. First serve is going to be fire, probably. Second serve, I expect him to try to just play defense. That's probably high.
That one's high.
Probably high, yeah.
Buddy wants to celebrate it, though.
So here, will we see him with a 3-point cushion? Will he let it rip, or he'll just get it on, trying to play defense? Set for Murthy, going to go up, and this is coming at me. Almost caught it without looking.
Yeah, sometimes just playing defense there could even be a better percentage play than your odds of receiving a really good reverse cut from Hinkle. So,
I mean, if there's anyone you don't want to put the ball back in the hands of, it's these guys. That's the reverse they're talking about. They're calling it no good. It's close.
They're checking rim on this call. Not sure what the observer huddle is for. Usually, they've just got one person with a clear perspective, and so it's rim on that call.
Texas is going hard in the stands right now. Call that clean, they're chanting.
Hinkle's second serve, 18-20 here in game 1.
Serves hard, the serve is good. Hammon set, drifting with the wind, and Marshall tries to get cheeky. It would have paid off, but high risk, high reward, unfortunately, does not pan out this time. And now,
I'm scratching my head over here about that shot selection.
They need to play defense if they want to win the first game, and if I'm Hinkle, I'm feeling myself after coming through on a good second serve like that. Hinkle knows that one was close. He knows that one was close, and he finds himself in a second serve at game point again. That one's good. Marshall set.
Another miss! And if you close your eyes at 19-14 and told me it was going to be 20-20, I'd take that bet and lose a lot of money every single time.
This is where
a 6-1 run, excuse me, by double clutch.
This is what we talked about. Wouldn't be surprised.
Just something about this moment, this match. It brings out the best in these teams, and oh, wow.
Another good one on second serve. And Marshall, the set 2 central with the wind. It didn't drift all the way across. And now advantage double clutch. Oh, it's the wheels are coming off for assistive touch here. And double clutch. Just Rahul Murthy zoned in now, riding the coattails of a hot serve from Fredric Hinkle. These guys want to play every single one that pops up, because stuff like this can happen where all of a sudden they're down. Now, will he land a third consecutive second serve?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Barely high.
So after 3 consecutive breaks from Hinkle.
Props Fredric Hinkle.
And not to discount the 2 breaks just moments prior from Murthy, they strung together a 7-1 run, and now it's 21s.
This is what you want to see if you're around that fan. Buddy's serve a little bit too high. Now Hammon will probably step out wide here. Get on a second. No, it goes hard, and it's also high. And now Rahul with the opportunity to close this one out himself. Like you said, last time he had the ball, he got a couple of breaks. That one's going to go too high, even by Marshall's shoulder standards.
The standard shoulder, of course, for all people, 6'5".
Rahul swinging again, goes with the drop shot. First big pass. Marshall up close.
It's back on and off, but
but in the no-hit zone. It was close.
Hey, what do you got, Clark? Hey, I've been here a million times, right? Let's go get this break.
22.
It's tense over here, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm outside the tent right now.
Clark Marshall. Back to serve. Double clutch may want to play this. No. Not against the wind like that, that's for sure. But 22-22. Marshall on second serve. Rahul Murthy back to receive, taking his athletic stance right now. They boop it on. Bump, set, Murthy back. They're playing defense on this. Hammon's going to swing. They missed anyways, but.
So no hit zone called on Murthy, but potentially immediately preceding that, an infraction hinder by Hammon. Observers have to huddle on this one. And so it looks to be an avoidable hinder immediately preceding the no hit zone infraction. Hammon wondering what else he could have done. I'll tell you this, it's a really big realm. He could have been anywhere besides next to Murthy to be constructive. But yeah, definitely a hard situation when you get boxed out like that as a defender. Definitely a big advantage for the hitter.
Now we've got game point again. Hinkle serving, hitting a reverse. Hammon's going to play this. Has a big banger of a right hand that gets through somehow, because this is new life for double clutch. I mean, they look ready now.
Yeah. I still can't get over 19-14.
And if Assistive Touch doesn't come away with a win here, neither will they. Buddy hits a reverse cut. Set from Murthy. The drop shot from Hinkle. That was a very, very, very smart play.
Heads up play. Again, we just talked about Hammon with the avoidable hinder on Murthy. There, the set basically comes across at Hammon. He's frozen. He has to get out of the way of the set. And with Marshall deep, Hinkle can just tap it on.
That is unfortunate if you're an Assistive Touch fan, but if you're with double clutch here, they're looking at another game point. Murthy, ice in his veins, definitely could put on a fuego second serve. Tries, it's a reverse. Hammon setting to Marshall, who gets in a touch by Murthy, positioned very well.
Tries to find Hinkle on that deflection, but it spins, I think, off a leg. Keeps it tied.
Hey, Clark, your turn. Hey, take a breath. You having fun? Let's go. Come on, let's get it back.
Clark Marshall getting words of encouragement from his teammate.
Buddy,
Murthy.
due for a touch.
Good point, actually. It has been a while.
After all those weird mishaps, you can only get so many by assist touch on cheeky things.
Marshall for serve number 2 to Murthy. And he swings hard.
So Hinkle, after getting 3 consecutive breaks to tie the game up and get advantage into extras, looking down another game point.
Hinkle serving to Hammon. Rips one. Hammon backhand. Good touch by Hinkle. Murthy, great diving set, and he puts it away for the win. They are going to do their due diligence here for rim.
Marshall signaling that hits near net rim on the way into the net. Observers huddling. We're getting another look at this diving set by Murthy. Signal is clean. Double clutch takes game 1, 26-24, as we get to appreciate this diving set from Murthy.
That was so sick.
Oh my gosh. And like you said, after being up 19-14, we get a 12-7 run, or 12-5 run from double clutch to close the game 26-24.
Yeah, that replay, we have to check. Didn't necessarily look to come off the rim there at the very end. I mean, it was close, but wow, that was awesome. Great first game. If I'm Assistive Touch, I gotta absolutely regroup, gather myself, and figure out what went wrong there at the end, other than the serve pressure from double clutch, which is kind of what they're known for.
Yeah, all in all, things went pretty well. It was actually just a couple of sets in the wind. A couple sets got taken out of play. They didn't have a chance to make the sets, make the hits. But yeah, we're going to take a quick break before game 2, so stay tuned for that one.
All right, and we're back down here for game number 2 in the finals at the San Francisco Tour Stop, the first major of the year. Double clutch just took game 1 against Assistive Touch. And now Clark Marshall back to serve to start us off here in this second game.
Short.
Boops it. Bump set. Kill, buddy gets a hand. The set is decent.
Oh.
He tries to get this back on and
What?
swings too hard too early.
A great way that would have been to start things off for Assistive. They badly need some momentum, some pick-me-up, because that game one really got away from them in a bad way. Oh.
19-14 lead blown by Assistive Touch, and you don't want to give that type of momentum to the reigning national champs.
Come on!
Observers signal clean as well, so they'll rotate. That's 2-0 on the serve.
He's the only one that calls it? Got it. That was loud.
A couple of calls going the way of double clutch. That's why there are observers. Eliminate all the gray area, and now Hinkle back to serve, and they already have a 2-0 lead.
What do you say? 2-0. Yeah. Start again.
And what an ace it was.
And now he's getting iced. Ace, then ice. And putting that close together, you get to appreciate Murthy, Hammon, basically matching cleats.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
Effectively,
colors.
yeah. Oh yeah, great taste by both of them. That sky blue.
Hammon serving, backhand, looked pretty good. Murthy, backhand, it's been touched by Hammon already, so the set has to get all the way back.
Oh.
Couldn't get another backhand on because the set into the wind was just shy.
Situationally, you just have to be missing deep when you're setting up wind.
It was. He tried to put some extra behind it, but it's just windy.
It's unfortunate missed opportunity. Two break opportunities early for Assistive Touch. 0 for 2.
Backhand serve went pretty well, but the serve receive a double clutch just really doesn't really falter ever. It's always good. Murthy swinging. They're not going to play this after it pockets up. And Murthy serving to Hammon for the second time. Has to receive this far off to the right. Swings away here and squeaks it by the defense of double clutch.
That's what you do so well right there.
And now Clark Marshall is going to take the service line. Serving at the low stance of Fredric Hinkle.
Hey, that's it though. That's it. That's great contact. Come on. Stay up, baby. Joel's going. Is it good?
Clark Marshall to serve a second time. See if they go back to booping it on. Playing some defense. Marshall steps out wide. Fakes left. Does drop. Hinkle to swing with his right hand. It's off of Buddy. Over Buddy.
So gentle.
There's a good chip shot there from Hinkle. Weird to say that's a high finesse shot because that didn't go very far relative to his standards.
Correct. But he knew exactly what he was doing.
Just beat the defense. That's all you have to do.
That's a great serve by Hinkle. Set by Hammon, pretty good. And the hit was no bueno.
Wow. He looked really in system too. He's probably just going for that high percentage win the point if you make it, but low percentage execution, given how well set up double clutch is.
Yeah, they were definitely in a position to play defense there. Cheeky drop shot attempt.
My eyes were all over that.
And now Fred announces the score, 5-2. Second serve, drops it a little too far, and now 3-5, Hammon will serve, downwind a bit. See if he, well, this is more of a step outward stance for him.
Leaner? Yeah.
They're not playing.
Too gusty for that. Yeah, already 3 breaks for double clutch in game 2. Assistive needing to close that gap immediately.
Hammon serves straight on. Left-hander received by Hinkle. He's going to swing big. Hammon tried to get a touch on it, but had to kind of lean and leave his feet to do it.
Yeah, whereas he usually gets his body squared up, that one, maybe he didn't have the step there, just had to throw a desperation hand.
Now Rahul Murthy will serve to Clark Marshall. That one's going to be close.
And he's tall, too.
Calling it no good, whatever it is. Now Murthy, spinning, announcing. Calling that one high. All right.
Hey, Clark, let's go, kid.
Clark Marshall trading out the ball. And we'll see if they can get it on, generate some rallies, find a way to claw back. Drop shot attempt. Hinkle hitting on 2 with the wind. I'm impressed by that shot and that we haven't actually seen him do that yet.
Always impressed, never surprised when the machine hits on 2. But yeah, like you said, finds the downwind spot, takes it.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more teams do that, to be honest.
Yeah,
Assistive
even
touch had
even
already
just
started.
that directional setting.
Yeah. Hinkle to serve, swinging hard. Assistive touch will not play.
We've had the same wind conditions the entire time we've been commenting, the left to right from our booth. So I just wonder if the players aren't as aware. Wow, almost gets that second one in play. But for them, some of their sets even, they look like they might not even be aware of where the sets are going to get drawn. We saw Assistive have a couple of issues late game 1 with those sets because of that very issue. Wind taking over. First serve's up.
Hammon, a lot less energy than when they were up 19-14 in game number 1. But here on a second serve, swings hard yet again. Murthy, great set. This is crazy play. I can't believe it's even back on, but Murthy's going to be able to swing. He puts it right into the body, soft touch. Now Hinkle's there on defense.
And there's some call. Oh, I don't have the signal on it.
Maybe it is a no-hit zone. No.
Or maybe a cylinder call on Hammond playing defense too close on that last possession before he soft touched it to Marshall. Might not have clarification for you in real time, but nonetheless a great rally. Some quick hands by Assistive touch to keep that ball alive. Like you said, I didn't understand how that happened and how it stayed in play.
Now Murthy, who is pretty much tuned everyone else out, just focused on his own game right now. Announces the score, serves hard, reverse effort.
Murthy majorly turned a corner since about 15s in game 1.
Yep.
So if he
Now
can keep that up, yeah.
Steps out wide right. Goes hard. Murthy to swing with his right hand through the legs of Buddy Hammon as he jumped.
There's, it's just so gusty. I don't even know how they're doing some of these touches, but double clutch has the only 2 breaks of the game right now.
Hinkle to serve with the wind, just laying into it.
They don't mind it. They're happy to stay that way. Keep holding.
Swings hard yet again. Clark's got a dive. Backhand by Buddy. Can't get it there. And it all stems from how powerful those serves are and how hard they're to receive.
And a timeout taken here, 10-6. By Assistive touch, trying to reset things. So a 12-5 run to end game 1. A 10-6 run to open game 2. Double clutch looking really not even at another level, just strong, and Assistive touch playing out of sorts. Missing a couple plays here with the wind. Some tough touches on receive.
Yeah, as the players grabbing some water, recouping, reassessing, and not even talking to each other on either side. All the players are kind of separated, all in their own heads. We'll see what happens when they get back out to the field. But man, up to this point, it's been pretty evenly matched when the plays get to develop. When they don't, or when there's a call or an ace, obviously, we just add a tally and move on to the next. But both teams getting some defensive touches in at least. We'll see kind of what happens.
Yeah, some great ones. Some uncanny, unexplainable ones too. But yeah, hoping to see a lot more of that and less, missed opportunities, less missed touches, more things in play, and fewer double faults. I know for West Touch, they're having a hard time keeping the ball below Murthy and Hinkle's shoulders. A lot of second serves that are just being tapped into play. If they can get those rolling, apply a little more pressure, that's what's going to turn the corner for them, more likely than not, because we saw it early game one. They were both able to generate a lot of serve pressure. Like you said, not as, maybe more serve volley than you expect.
And fresh off of a timeout, tries to up the pace on his own. Fredric Hinkle on second serve to Clark Marshall. Serves really hard again, just doesn't quite connect. And if you're double clutch, I like that. I mean, I like just all gas, just laying it pedal to the metal. Try to end assistive touch. Don't let this go to 3 games. And assistive touch needs to just stick with what they know. This was a side pocket they're deciding to play, and Hammon can't get a body on it. Good kind of easy push. Didn't wrap it where Buddy Hammond's body was.
Yeah, hitting it just strictly downwind. Not sure if Hammon is, I believe he's just discussing the defensive scheme with Marshall. Not trying to appeal to observers, but making sure everybody knows the strategy. Nice and loud.
Rahul Murthy. Spinning the ball. Good first serve. The set just off the net, but that is still a miss from Hammon. And double clutch is just rolling right now.
Yeah, 12-7 now. It's so tricky that set looks like it's coming into a good spot, and then it's just hitting rim. And I can't help but wonder what the percentage split is on Hammon missing, set missing, or the wind taking that away from them.
There's some combination of all those things happening. And I know if just in knowing Buddy, he knows that should hit a net.
Yeah. But from a scheme, tactic standpoint, right, to what extent is he needing to approach the net differently so that he can get a set from Marshall that is a downwind hit? Because there he's going for a forehand upwind hit. If he comes a little more clockwise around the net, set up a backhand downwind, it's easier to execute all around.
I agree. That's why I have you analyzing.
Just for those of you ever practicing your 15-plus mile per hour gusts, as Murthy doesn't play the first because Hinkle doesn't like setting.
I liked the idea, and we'll see if Clark Marshall rips again. Oh, he hits a reverse. It is good. Hinkle does a great job setting this, but Marshall's chasing it down. He throws this up. They're going to have an opportunity. He's far off the net and can't get it back. Great job tracking it down, but double clutch ultimately getting the point because they sent it so far.
Yeah, we'd see Marshall touch this just before he leaves frame. Does a little 3-cone drill, turn around. Yeah, Buddy miming his set more or less stopped and then went straight down at the end of its flight.
It was not enough to get all the way back to the net to set up Marshall well. Hinkle, if they would have played that.
Speaking of miming, you can't let your opponent know you are that afraid of their serves. Then you've lost the head game.
That's a good second serve. It's close, maybe a little bit high.
Yeah.
They won't complain too much. They're up 5 points, but if we know anything from the last game, 5 points isn't all that much.
Right, you are. And Hinkle agrees. Murthy asks, do you want to ask observers? Hinkle happy with the high call. It's cool to see that self-officiation coming into play. You have them, you can use them, but if you feel good about the call, even if it's not for you, you can just go to the next point.
Love it. It's the integrity that Round Net was built on.
Buddy needs one.
Boops it on. Hinkle's going to swing big right hand.
Ooh.
Doesn't get the body. And now Hinkle's mixing in open hand shots. He's got.
Yeah.
He's not a one-trick pony.
And again, that's that same spot where Hammon just had that set a little bit further off and hit rim. It's impressive. Hinkle's not only making that hit, but getting it with good angles, beating the defense that is a top defense in Round Net.
Yeah, when you're hitting and they're not even getting touches up close, you're putting it in the right spot. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Now Rahul Murthy spinning. Tries to go for a drop. Little sneaky. Second serve in those awesome cleats. Swings hard. It's a good one. Marshall's going to swing, and it's Hammon avoids it well, but Pretty easy point there for Marshall and Hammon. Textbook.
Yeah, as Hammon's trying to dodge that, the wind is curling it back towards him, so it's a curveball coming at you. A little bit harder to dodge when you have to dodge that for a point loss violation situation.
That was Matrix meets Wanted.
Yeah, yeah. Don't know how many people will get that one.
Yeah.
I barely got it.
It took a second.
Yeah, I didn't even watch one of those movies.
But you know,
But I know exactly what's going on. But I didn't say which movie I didn't see. Now you're just typecasting me.
Oh, and a serve too high for Marshall.
Yep.
I expect to see them. You know, they're not. That serve isn't going to win them the point. So why not just boop it on them?
Right. It's such a tricky game of cat and mouse where if you let double clutch know you're always going to be tapping your second serve on, then he hits a side pocket there. Then they're never afraid of it. Hammon had to explain what a side pocket was to Hinkle real quick. But yeah, if you never go hard, right, then you don't have that trigger to pull. Makes the tap-ons that much easier to field.
All right, will he go backhand? Fakes right, kind of goes backhand. It was good, but great serve receive from Hinkle with an open hand push.
Yeah, another
a great
fantastic.
shot.
Yeah, little dolphin pet.
He pet the dolphin.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that.
On
I didn't
cue.
even have to say it.
Yeah. Look at this patience from Hinkle though. Waits for Hammon to bite on that backhand pole, which Hammon has to respect. That's the primary shot, and then uses the remaining one square of net from Murthy. Great step from him to push it around at the defense.
Now Murthy. Just with the top spot of the podium here at this major in his sights, is serving hard, trying to get this out of his mind. What? Trying to serve out of his mind. I'm losing it. I'm locked in on his body language. He hits a reverse cut there. Marshall's going to swing with his right hand into the hand of Hinkle.
Hinkle thought he had the touch up, but it was mostly horizontal.
There it is.
Says there it is, and there it is will now be the running bit for the next few points.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
All right, now Marshall.
Serving down 4.
Serving down 4. Steps out left, goes with his right pocket, and we'll take another look at this. Does he go with the boop that they've ditched?
He's shopping balls like he doesn't want to boop this.
Does step out wide right, does boop it, drop it. Murthy's got a swing. Hammon gets a hand. The set is there. The backhand is also there. That's staying up. And Murthy,
Wow.
I feel like he almost could have got there.
Yeah, Murthy actually maybe could have gotten it if he knew exactly where it was going, but he doesn't find the ball in time. Watch as he deflects it and then doesn't find it quite as quickly as he needs to.
That had so much spin and so much wind that it still only ended up like 8 feet away from him.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Big time break for Marshall though on the boop.
Yeah, on the boop. See, it's point proven.
Why is he not booping on the first serve, right? The boop it's so effective you got to boop it twice.
Yeah. Boop me once.
Oh, well
Now
played.
Marshall, will he go back to it? You'd think they're just getting the point right there. I mean, yes, it was a big break, but they're not out of the woods. He does drop. Hinkle's right hand is banging it right past Marshall, who leaned back, covers a lot of ground, but Hinkle's right hand he's been going more open.
Yeah, he had that one backhand push, but otherwise it's been a lot of forehand pushes open to the gap. Assistive touch has to take away the pole, but
They will play this.
yeah.
And that's a great swing by Marshall.
Yeah, for assistive touch defensively, and maybe he can't be just taking away the pole from Hinkle and hoping you get the push, but just jumping the push instead. They have to be throwing different looks at him at this point. He's getting the same push over and over.
Buddy Hammon calling out 4-7. Crossed up. Tries to hit a reverse or something. It didn't look awesome. But he's trying. Crossed up. Probably stepping out wide right to boop and seeing if he can force Murthy into an awkward hit here. To body. He's there.
Oh, no.
And with the wind, it seemed like he had a genuine shot, but
Maybe had a flat tire there as he was giving chase. Maybe something in the ankle, something in the leg. A little slowed down. Unfortunate missed opportunity there.
yeah. Still had the task of getting it back to the net, but you think that if he's able to get a hand on it, he can at least try to put it close. So we'll see if Murthy takes it to him, knowing that he's going to be a little bit. Oh, we saw him try it once already. He almost ended a semifinal game with that. It was a good effort. Up 18-14. Serves hard again, hits rim, and now Marshall.
Okay. Well, we talked a lot about the number 19-14 for assisted touch. It was an 18-14 gap for double clutch. So we know this goes one way. Does it go both ways as far as comebacks go?
Well, if assistive touch wants to see it happen. Oh, this set is sick. That dive is sick from Buddy Hammon, who gets back to the net. It's not a great set, but it keeps it alive. Murthy takes the first touch. He's going to be swinging here at Hammon. Marshall's chasing it down at the signs. He's up. He's cramped or he's hurt or something. He's writhing in pain. He's not feeling it. Oh, this is not good.
Marshall, not sure if he came into contact with the signage or if just on a turn there he might have twisted or rolled or cramped something.
It's knee. He just pointed to his knee. Trainer out there.
Oh, no.
He did such a sick job of getting it there. And this is not the way you want to see this end.
No, absolutely not. There's a fantastic effort all around there. Some challenging recovery sets in the wind to try to get that critical break and bring it within 2.
Oh, no.
And it comes to a really sad screeching halt. Marshall down. We've got Trainer immediately on hand, thankfully, for an injury timeout. So we get a little replay of this. We see the rundown for Marshall. He finds that first touch, and then his right leg looks like it gives out as he's trying to plant.
It did bend very awkwardly. Buddy
really concerned about something ligament-wise.
Buddy obviously concerned. Walking over to just see if his teammate's okay. He definitely bent it inwards. This is one of those things where hopefully it is not a long-term problem.
Yeah, just like we saw yesterday with when Alan went down cramping. We had a lot of people on hand to help out, but we're gonna take a medical timeout here on coverage, and we'll be back with an update for y'all. And we're back from the injury timeout there. We're gonna jump back into game 2 of our finals between assistive touch and double clutch. Clark Marshall looking like he's okay, gonna play through this. Really fantastic effort there. Double clutch gonna be up 19-15, I believe now, in game 2. Up the game as well. Bryce.
That was such a badass effort, and it did not look good on the replay when that we saw here in the booth. But look at that serve. He's swinging though. He's scoring points. He's avoiding no hit zone.
He's hopping around. He's doing the athletic
He's alive.
thing.
That's you love to see it. You love to see that it's hopefully something that's not going to hold him back for longer than today, and go out to the next major or the next tournament and
absolutely
be full strength.
Both of these teams, of course, in the pro division at nationals, already got their pro bids in the top 2. But yeah.
So good to see if you're a assistive touch fan. Buddy Hammon trying to serve. Now, I say all that, but technically this game's not over. They could just win it. But we'll see what happens here as Marshall or as Hammon lines up to serve to Rahul Murthy. Boops it on. Murthy's first touch good. They're going to send this with the wind. They're letting it go. It seems to be the writing on the wall that double clutch, assuming they get even if they give up the ball here, if they can put 3 consecutive touches together, they're all but tournament champions at this point.
Yeah. Quad championship point here for Murthy.
Could this be the serve that takes it home? Will they become champions at the San Francisco Tour Stop, the first major? Murthy to serve. That one bounces up high. It won't happen yet. And now Clark Marshall will serve.
Crowd giving a lot of backing for Clark Marshall. Back on his own 2 feet. Needs 3. One at a time here. 17-20.
First serve, pretty good. Murthy's set, also good. Buddy chasing it down, and that will end it. Champions of the San Francisco Tour Stop. the first major of the 2022 season, and now advantage leaders over Assistive Touch is Double Clutch. Props to Fredric Hinkle and Rahul Murthy. What a tournament they strung together.
Yeah, taking it into game one on the brink. I can't get over the 19-14 deficit they overcome. They've taken an extras 26-24. Such tenacity to take the series into after a week ago losing 21-12 to 2018 at the hands of Assistive Touch. So just wild to see Chapter 5 go in such a different direction as Chapter 4 did, of course, these chapters being matches between these two storied teams. Bryce, it's been such a pleasure being in the booth with you this weekend. Some amazing action we've gotten to see. Great battles through and through in the pro bracket Premier Division and the women's matches as well. Yeah.
Absolutely been loving it. Before we take off and go congratulate the winners, I do want to shout out our sponsors, Stewart Spike Seltzer, Hampton Farms, VII Apparel, and Protein 2.0. Thank all of you for being here and tuning in. Shout out to Andrew Gassaway, who's the reason you're all watching this content right now. Stay tuned the rest of the season or get your butt out to a tournament of your own. We hope to see you there. I hope you have a great day.